Hi, my name's Alistair Somerville from Acuity Design, and this is a quick talk for IXDD23. The theme this year is ethics, equity and responsibility. I just want to talk about models and the bias that creates issues in design work, and I'm going to use a couple of things from a talk I gave at Accessibility Scotland on autonomy. And the two models are a way of thinking about how we can shift interaction design to be offering greater equity to all. I'm going to start with the first model, which is a relatively basic perception and agency model, and pretty close to what most people use when thinking about interaction design and the way in which we think about how humans make choices. So we have this cone where people have imagined ideas of what they want to do, and we as designers seek to clarify intention and then use design standards to move people towards a specific interaction, a specific result. And this is a way of thinking about providing human agency. We help people find their agency by helping them discover their intention, clarify it, and then offer interactions. And so it's squeeze to action. So we're squeezing people very rapidly from having possibly generalized ideas of what they want to do, what they imagine, to a very specific interaction and a very specific result. And that means there's an idea of efficiency and frictionless interaction, in a sense that we're trying to rush people to identify what their intention is now, here, and then to match that intention to an interaction that we offer. And it's this rush, this sense that we grab people, make them make a decision, make them make a choice, make them do a thing, which is possibly problematic. And this is, in a certain sense, the kidnapping interaction model of personal agency, that we grab people off the streets, shove them in the van, and then move them very rapidly to a different place. And perhaps they do get what they want. Perhaps that is where they want to be. Perhaps that is the result they're looking for. But the level of personal agency is quite low, in a sense that they are being funneled very quickly towards a decision about what it is they're trying to do and the way in which it should be done, and that we hold them, we converge towards these decision points. And of course that means we need to query why our models of human perception have an awful habit of looking like corporate purchase funnels. Either the way in which corporations want to think about making people or enabling people to make decisions to buy does look awfully like how we think humans view reality and how human consciousness works. And that seems tricky. And to some extent, it's because we've baked some biases into the models. And consumerism, compliance and control are baked into the model. The idea that this is about buying stuff, the idea that we should comply to authority and that it is good that our behaviours are controlled, are part of the perception model. The reason why the perception model looks like the purchase funnel is because consumerism makes sure it does. But what if they weren't? What if this wasn't the model we used? What if we did think about something else? What if we did think about an equity model of interaction design? What if we did meaningfully seek divergence and diversity? All of the model previously is about being convergence and compliance. You won't get diversity and divergence if your actual fundamental model isn't recognizing it and isn't enabling it. So perhaps we should invert the model. It shouldn't be a funnel downwards. It should be a way of creating a space for more. We use the privilege and power that we have and the design standards that we have developed to enable people to have more autonomy, more independence, and a greater imagination about what they want to do in the future. We enable divergence. We value diversity. And so that means what we do in the design work is to hold new places, physical places, digital places, virtual spaces, for communities, and enable new or historically ignored ways of being to actually operate. The spaces, the places that we create enable new possibilities for more people to do more things in more ways. And at a very fundamental level, it's understanding that these places are not necessarily our places. The fact that we are creating equitable spaces means that we need to consider how much privilege we have in demanding that people comply to what we think a place should look like. Sometimes it is important to recognize that we should leave. It is not our place. We should not be doing the design work. We should not be doing the creation of these new places. It's a question that we need to ask ourselves and the teams that we work within. Are we the right people, and is this our place? Often people don't ask those questions because it means they encounter a sense of privilege, and it means that they understand something different about equity. So in the end, we use ethics, a sense of how we work, to create equitable spaces that enable responsibility. Remember, the places are not our places, and the responsibilities are not necessarily our responsibilities. We create the spaces for more people to do more things in more ways, and that's the way in which equity works better. Thank you.